And if I were to tell you I wasn't scared during this entire thing, I'd be lying to you. Simple BK Reactions, what's good? What's good? Yo, welcome back. If this is your first time, I really appreciate you checking out my channel. I'm not sure how you ran into this one, but I really appreciate it. If you've been here before, much love, and I appreciate that as well. I'm guessing you checked out some other videos, you know what I'm saying? Drop some comments in there, man, so I can know if you're feeling it or not, all right? But I appreciate you checking out my channel, like I said, and hey, yo, I got another crazy one for you today. Man, I'm gonna try my best to not make this channel about a bunch of police stories, you know what I'm saying? Because I got a whole bunch, just like most officers, especially if you worked in a busy area, you're gonna have a bunch of stories. But today, man, this one is chart topping, you know what I'm saying? This is out of all the stories I could think of, this is up there, you know what I'm saying? And if I were to tell you I wasn't scared during this entire thing, I'd be lying to you. Simple BK Reactions, hold up. Yo, did you tell the people to go over to simplebkclothing.com? Come on, dog. Listen, I need y'all right now to go over to simplebkclothing.com. I guarantee you're going to see something over there that you like. I mean, I got stuff for kids. I got stuff for the women. I got stuff for working out. I got everything you think you could possibly want and or need on this website. And then check it out. Check this out. I'm also offering you a promo code. Use promo code SimperBKReactions at checkout. So today, I'm going to be talking about the scariest traffic stop I have ever had in 13 years of law enforcement. So let's get right into it, right? And again, yo, this is all off the top of my head, right? I don't have any notes. I haven't written anything down. For this particular situation, like my last story, it didn't make it to the media because of the sensitive nature, right, of this. Not a lot of people found out about it. Not a lot of people knew at the time about it. This wasn't publicized. So let me set the scene for you. All right, it's the summertime, 2012, in Southwest Atlanta. It's hot. And if you know anything, this is evening watch. I worked evening watch. I worked from 3 to 11, right? Busy, you know what I mean? You got morning watch, day watch, evening watch. And I think day watch and evening watch, and even morning watch would admit, yo, your busiest ones where there's a lot of calls, a lot of ish going on, a lot of things happen, day watch, evening watch. For the most part, I would say during morning watch, most of the criminals are sleeping, and it's not that much going on, but things still do and was going down on morning watch for sure. But I would say the busiest ones were evening and day. So I worked evening watch. I worked on, it used to be 407's beat, right? And while I was there, it switched over to 408. And 408, which is down by like Allison Delow area, turned to 410. So I was working on 408's beat. And again, this is the summertime, 2012, Southwest Atlanta is hot. Everybody's outside. Very, very, very busy. Yo, on those days, and again, if you worked in a busy area, you were a police officer in a busy area, you can relate. Yo, those days in Atlanta, in Zone 4, man, you would sign on 34.8 radio. 34.8, show me code 7. The radio would immediately come on, hey, 408, I need you to respond to such and such. It's been holding since yesterday. True story. The majority of the time, no, they weren't all that bad, but there would be days where you would get it's been holding since yesterday, or it's been holding since 12 o'clock. I get on at 3. So when I go over to go see these people, of course, they already got an attitude. They've been waiting 3-4 hours. So anyway, it's busy. It's busy. But another thing officers, can relate to, right? Do police departments have quotas? I'm sure they still do. But they find like really savvy ways to implement the quotas, right? But at the end of the day, I'm not terribly mad at reasonable quotas. Here's why, especially in Southwest Atlanta. If you go your entire, and I want to say my mentor, Sergeant Oliver, told me this. I think he did one day at roll call. If you go, he said, I think he said something along the lines, I'm paraphrasing, I don't know how you can go entire 8 hours and not witness any crime around here. And it's true. It's true, right? You witness no traffic infraction. You ain't witness no hand to hand. You ain't witness nobody that ran from you a few weeks ago and now you see them again or something like that. There's nobody that you've trespassed before hanging out at the store again. So it's a good point, right? So for sure at that time where I was working, they had a quota for certain officers, right? Because, and I'm not trying to sound like, I was one of those dudes, but I was. So I wasn't getting bothered, right? I was making cases, I was doing my thing. And I had already solidified myself. I had like probably Fridays and Saturdays or Saturdays and Sundays off. So I had my own beat, and I was really taking care of my beat for a week. But so on this day, again, this evening watch, I probably left the Chevron, which was my hangout spot. Looking back, it's kind of I got way too relaxed in the area, complacent, if you would say, because everybody knew where I was at. If he wanted to talk to Ballhead, he's at the Chevron. So I start my day at the Chevron, speak to Jimmy, speak to everybody in there, hang out there, chop it up for probably an hour. But then I gotta come back to the precinct at the end of the night with something, right? If I didn't arrest anybody for the week or I don't have any tickets, I gotta show some kind of work. So I guess on this day I had to show a little work. One thing about me, man, I was very reasonable on my traffic stops. If I pulled you over the majority of the time, I just wanted to see if you had any warrants or you got any drugs in the car. If you didn't have any warrants or any drugs in the car, any drugs on you, I'm sending you on your way. Simple as that. There may be that one unlucky person within 5 days where I have to give you a seatbelt ticket, right? But I would tell you, hey, yo, it's $25. If you can't afford the $25, go to court, speak to the solicitor, the DA, let them know, listen, I can't afford this $25. Is there something I can do? Can I get a payment plan? So I would give advice, but majority of the time, I pull you over for traffic stop, no warrants, no drugs, have a good day. And your attitude. Check one of my video about do's and don'ts. One of the don'ts is don't get a damn attitude. So you got a cool attitude, I'm sending you on your way. So I'm traveling westbound on Campbellton Road. Just, what I'm saying, everybody's out. So just seeing the people, seeing what's going on. Trying not to, put my blinders on because I don't want to see anything crazy, any crazy crime. I'm lying. So I'm traveling westbound, Campbellton Road. I want to say, now I'm crossing Dotson. And I'm speaking to all my ATL folks, that really know Atlanta like that. So I'm crossing Dotson. I'm still going westbound. I'm going towards, it used to be called Deerfield Apartments, 2909 Campbellton. So as I'm heading that way, I don't know what I was doing over there. I had a girlfriend at the time. She lived off of Dotson in Zone 4 and her mom's. So I don't know if I was over there eating and I left her crib and headed west on Campbellton. So I'm driving Campbellton, and before I get to Deerfield, 2909 Campbellton, there is a mosque. So I witnessed, I think as I was driving alongside this car, I noticed he didn't have on his seatbelt. So I slowed down a little bit, let him get in front of me. Let me pull him over, right? So I pulled him over, and unfortunately, one thing you see immediately, I got serious. Unfortunately, he turned into the mosque. Unbeknownst to me, that's where he was going. And I take that serious because I don't want anything to happen on the grounds of this mosque. It's sacred. That's their place of worship. I did not want anything involving the traffic stop to happen in there because the traffic stop could go left. Now, God forbid, we got a shooting. I'm banging it out with this person in the mosque parking lot, right? So I didn't want that. And again, I didn't know that that's where he was planning on going. So he turned in there, and so I turned with him, and I'm already uneasy. Or was I going to Greenbrier Mall? I don't know. Anyway, so while I'm on the traffic stop, he pulls into the mosque. I don't like it. People from the mosque, a few people came to the door. And again, I don't like it because I don't want to disrespect their place of worship. I wish he would have just stayed on the street. I don't know. So I roll up to the car. Hey, how you doing? Officer Davis, Atlanta Police Department. I pulled you over because you didn't have on your seatbelt. If your that was my thing. I had a little speech. Yo, if your license is good, I'm gonna send you on your way with a warning. I didn't have any odor of any burning or raw marijuana. All right, so it was nothing. I didn't have no PC to do no nothing, no search, no nothing. So no suspicion that he was armed and dangerous, no need for frisk, your license is gonna send you on your way. I go back to my patrol car now, and out of nowhere, because I believe he's from Southwest Atlanta, just like another one of my good friends, Rashida Herbers. Go check out her YouTube page. Some great money advice, money tips. Get your money knowledge, get that all together, right? Get your life in order, you know, when it comes to saving, right, and investing. So another classmate of mine, my homie G Smith, and again, I don't know how out of nowhere, right? So I got this guy license, and no, I'm not holding him up. G Smith comes out of nowhere. And again, I think he was there because he's from Zone 4. I don't know. Maybe he was there visiting some family. But it's coincidentally, he passes by and I had the windows down, and he looked in. G Smith's pretty tall, so he had to bend down. Like, yo, Davis, what up? I was like, yo, Smitty, what's good, man? So we start talking. As we talking though, I'm putting in I got the man's driver's license. I'm putting in his info. I'm talking, yo, Smitty, what's good, bro? What you been up to? Boop, 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 boop. Because Smitty was in Zone 6. So seeing what was going on in Zone 6, that's Moreland over there, Southeast Atlanta. Y'all know Gucci, you know what I'm saying? He from that side of town. So I'm talking. I put his info in the MDT, the computer. I'm looking at Smitty. Now, I don't know about now, but back then, this is 2012, any Atlanta police officer could tell you there is a distinct sound when you are running someone's information. If they have if they have warrants, right? Your computer, your MDT, it makes a sound, and I'll try to trying to make that sound is difficult, but when someone has a warrant, it's like a chew, 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 right? You'll hear that. And even like, let's say you helping somebody on a call and you buy their car and you looking the other way, when you hear that, you're like, whoa, what's that? Right? So it's normal where I work, unfortunately, in Southwest Atlanta. It's normal. You pull over somebody, you hear that. Hence why my thing was, because the majority of the people had warrants. But if you didn't have no warrants, I'm gonna send you on your way. You lucky you ain't got no warrants. So unfortunately, right? So I'm talking to Smitty. His information is being ran, right? I hear, but I'm not paying no attention. That's common, right? But when I tell you it didn't stop, it did not stop. So much so that Smitty was like, yo, what you got going on there? And I'm like, yo, son, I don't know. And it kept going. I felt like it was making that sound for at least like 30 seconds. Now I knew this was something. So now, right, by Supreme Court standards, right, by law, you cannot keep somebody on a traffic stop longer than it's reasonably supposed to be, right? Either I gotta write him a citation for the seatbelt or I gotta let him go. So Smitty he's looking at the laptop, I'm looking at the laptop, and now because we're both concerned, and now we gotta read. It's a bunch of information. People, Simple BK Reactions family, when I tell you, I think when I saw the word terrorist, oh my God, I'm telling you, I was like, oh Lord, what in the world? So then Smitty seen it too. So now we read it more. So, but now I gotta keep my eye on this car, right? So I'm looking at MDT, looking at the car, MDT car. I'm making, because I'm like, what is going on? I don't know what the hell is going on. We reading, such and such and such and such. He's on the terrorist watch list, such and such and such. Please contact such and such and such and such and such people. I'm like, yo, this is supposed to be a easy day. Where am I going? I'm going to Greenbrier Mall. I just left my girl house, got some food. I just left the Chevron. I'm just chilling. Zone 4, we doing it. Campbellton Road. And that's a terrorist. Contact FBI terrorist screening center. Blah, blah. I was like, yo, Smitty, I need you to hang out with me. And so, of course, 3408, I get on the radio. I immediately advise the supervisor. I advise dispatch. I told dispatch, do me a favor, run this license, right? Make sure you're getting the same info I'm getting. Sure enough, they got it too. So again, people, you got to understand, you cannot hold someone, an extended period of time for some damn a seatbelt ticket or a traffic citation. So this is in my mind, right? I can't. It would be illegal, right? So there's a number to call. By this time, like, everybody's coming. But my supervisors, at the time it was Sergeant Buchanan, she knew we didn't need the entire cavalry there because I told her what it was. And if he see 10 officers rolling up for a seatbelt ticket, he's gonna, mind you, I'm in the mosque parking lot. I'm in the mosque parking lot. So more people's coming outside. This is their brother, right? This is one of their brothers, right? Their fellow brothers. And I got pulled over here. Upwards of probably at this point 5 minutes now. This is too long, right? And we going towards 10 minutes. So there's a number I need to call. By this time, thank God, my supervisor came on scene and maybe one more officer. I can't really remember, but I definitely know the supervisor came on scene because my supervisor never heard of nothing like this. Come to find out, this gentleman I had pulled over was on the terrorist watch list. The FBI, and hold up, I'm getting ahead of myself. So my supervisor come out, there's a number to call. I called the number. Hey, how you doing? It's Officer Davis, the Atlanta Police Department, Zone 4. I have such and such pulled over. It advised me to call this number. So I hear papers ruffling and you sure? Blah, 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 blah. And where are you exactly? Blah, blah, blah. And I hear the concern in the person's voice. I'm like, I'm over here, 2900 block of Campbellton Road, Atlanta, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia. They're like, okay, I'm gonna patch you over to the FBI. I'm like, and meanwhile, again, I got this gentleman pulled over for a seatbelt ticket. So I'm speaking to some special agent, and the first thing they advised me was like, hey, what you got him pulled over for? Seatbelt. They was like, all right, listen, you have his ID? I said, yeah, I got his ID. They was like, all right, we need you to please verify that that's his address and then please let us know. So again, we talking about upwards of almost 10 minutes. I got this guy pulled over, a damn seatbelt ticket. Now I'm going up to him, right? He gonna be like, yo, what's going on? I'm going up to him. I gotta go ask him, hey, is this your correct address on the license? I go up and ask him that. He said, yes, sir. He said, is everything all right? I was like, yeah, sir. I'm sorry I held you here for so long. I had got another phone call about another case. I made up some quick lie, right? Marines don't lie, cheat, or steal, though. Arr! Simplify, Marines. So I get back. I'm back on the phone with the special agent. And I'm like, hey, listen, he confirmed that this is address. So that's not the address they have. He said, hey, officer, look, so the issue is, right, we need you. And I'm sorry, mind you, as you can imagine, this was a whole covert thing. They did not want, obviously, the gentleman to know that he's on because obviously he didn't know he's on a terrorist damn watch list. They're like, hey, obviously, hey, when you go up, don't let him know this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right, yeah, of course, no problem. So I get back, hey, special agent, yeah, he said this is his address. You got a good number for him? Yeah, that's his number. He said, all right, good to go. He said, do me a favor. Are you going to issue him a citation? I was like, yeah, absolutely. I have to. I said, it's been over 10 minutes. He was like, all right, issue him the citation. Do me a favor, verify the address again. And just when you're finished, come back and let me know. I'm going to have a agent en route because I think that Atlanta office was, it was right outside the city for the FBI. In Gwinnett, I call it Gwinnett. It's Gwinnett. In Gwinnett County? I think it was in Gwinnett County. Not far, off of 85 or something. We're gonna have an agent en route to your precinct. So come to find out, I don't know how, well, I guess it's not too surprising, right? FBI, CIA, the lack of communication we had September 11th, right? I guess for somehow, some way, he was living somewhere else and they lost track of him. I guess he's been on the list for some time and they lost track of him, didn't have a good address for him. I guess he was just moving around. They didn't have a good address for him. They didn't get into details about why he was on the terrorist watch list, but they just said, hey, this is the reason why we needed all of that from you. I was like, oh, they was like, listen, I just want to let you know that. And then it was like, I think they asked again, hey, what'd you pull him over for? How did you find him? I'm like, find him? I was like, I said, I guess I was on my way to Greenbrier. I was on my way to the mall and he didn't have on his seatbelt. So the agent was like, hey, officer, great job, man. You did a great job. We desperately needed this info. Again, we're gonna have a agent come to the precinct headquarters. I think it's a headquarters. We're going to headquarters. And then I don't know. I don't remember going to headquarters after this because I'm telling you, when I saw on my MDT terrorist watch list, terrorist, doop, boop, 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 it's like I immediately just zoned out, blacked out. I'm like, yo, what do I have in this vehicle here? I would have never thought that this afternoon in 2012, summertime in Atlanta, Southwest Atlanta, that I'm gonna be pulling over somebody on a terrorist watch list. So like I said, I came back I gave the gentleman his citation again. I got him sitting out there and thinking about it now, I was like, now I'm thinking, I hope I didn't make him miss prayer. I don't know, but I said, listen, I apologize. Unfortunately, I have to issue this citation, which I normally wouldn't for a seatbelt. I told him I have to issue this citation. I said, but it's $25. I said, you know, no disrespect. If you can't afford it, go to court, speak to the district attorney. They'll be able to work something out with you. Sorry for the inconvenience, because I had him for so long. And then we all just drove off. But I know I wasn't the only one driving off like this. Right? Because again, they would they wouldn't tell me why he was on the terrorist watch list, right? So yeah, I was still concerned. And can I tell you something? He was calm, cool, and collective. I really don't think he knew. I don't think he had any kind of idea. They were looking at him. He was on the terrorist watch list. FBI, he was on the FBI radar. I don't think he knew any of that. I'm sure he found out though. But when I told you, I drove off, not looking ahead of me. I was doing this because I'm like, who is this? Like, what he got going on? I have no idea, man. And for all of you haters, look at the screen right there. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. Yes. And that's from our chief of police. You see the date, May 18th, 2012. You see it. You see it. Terrorist Screening Center, letter of commendation, appreciation, invaluable service, professionalism. You see it. All the haters will be like, man, that ain't true. True story. And I do remember, I personally got this letter from the chief. So I went to his office. You know, I don't like going to the chief office. I think prior to that, I've been there once and I damn got suspended. But so went to his office. We sat down and we were talking because he just wanted to hear the story from me. He couldn't believe it. He told me that's all of his years on the department, right? Chief Turner, he probably retired while I was there, I believe. Maybe a little bit after. Not after he retired. He told me he don't know before him in history, in Atlanta Police Department history, of any one of the officers for the department pulling over somebody on a terrorist watch list. So he said this is a first. We had a nice conversation about it. And again, he just wanted to hear the story because it was just so unbelievable. And he asked the same thing the FBI agent asked. Hey, yo, what'd you pull him over for? I said, hey, chief, I was headed westbound on Campbellton and I saw him without a seatbelt on. And I said, that's it. I said, I was probably going to issue him a warning for the seatbelt ticket, but I said, as you can imagine, I had to give him a ticket. We had him out there for a lengthy amount of time. So yeah, Semper BK Reactions family, that is a true damn story. I will never forget that. That was, like I said, that was up there with the scariest moments on the department. The scariest moments. I'm talking about, you know, besides like getting shot at and all of that. This, because again, I don't know why this gentleman was on this terrorist watch list. I was just trying to go to Greenbrier Mall. Hey, yo, but we gonna end it there. Yo, I got a lot of good stuff coming up. So make sure you like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe, right? Hit that notification bell so you can get the updates on the new videos when they drop. And I drop something every week and I give a few more here and there, all right? So, yo, I appreciate you checking out my channel. Stay safe out there. Peace.
Subscribe to Semper BK Reactions.